Yay! Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And it's time. It's that time of the year.
I'd argue it's well overdue.
Well overdue.
To announce Friendo Awards.
When do we do it?
2019 winners for 2020 awards, I guess. That's how we do it, yeah?
When did we do it last year? I feel like it was
February
pretty
last year.
late.
Yeah, it was early February. We're later than usual, though.
Oh, yeah. No, it was February last year. Wow, we were on top of that. And even the year before that was January 6th.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
On top of things.
So next year, I imagine it's going to be sometime in late April.
Hey, man, the Oscars used to announce the winners in March.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for the previous year's best films, we're talking the best in wrestling of 2019.
Chosen by you, the Friendo community.
Correct.
At least we got the voting down right this time.
Yeah.
We did that good.
We did do that well. Before we get to the winners for the individual categories, and of course, announce this year's inductees into the Going in Raw Hall of Fame, let's discuss the Going in Raw Wrestler of 2019. We have our first two-time winner.
Oh, wow, yeah.
In this category. I think at this point we should name the award after this individual.
So we need to clarify, this is not the best wrestler of the year. That was Adam Cole.
Well, yeah, I'll say we'll get to that later, but
oh yeah, we also did our own thing.
Yeah,
best wrestler, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
This is like the clown wrestler, like Going in Raw, because we're a couple of goofy dullards.
I mean, look at this.
I had a dress shirt, but it's got a big stain of
like
pasta on it.
Oh,
yeah,
pasta
it was
looks
a
like
pasta
ketchup
stain.
for tomato sauce. Anyways, regardless, this is the wrestler who's most emblematic of Going in Raw as a production,
haphazard,
as an enterprise, as a brand,
goof, clown.
And I think going forward, we need to rename the award. It's not this Going in Raw Wrestler of the Year. I think from this point on, since we have our first two-time winner, we should redub it.
Yeah.
The Going in Raw, the Baron Corbin Award.
The Baron Corbin Award for Going in Raw Wrestler of the Year.
That's right. Baron Corbin, our first two-time winner.
Yeah.
He is Going in Raw Wrestler for 2019.
I mean, dude, how many episodes of SmackDown did this guy open with a microphone in hand? Yeah, did he ruin the opening of just by talking? He hasn't, let's face it, like there was a period of time when Baron Corbin had sort of like improved, and I feel like that sort of stopped, and he's reached his ceiling. We see what it is, and that's all we're going to get out of the guy. And for some reason, he is featured in a prominent spot on like WWE's marquee programming. Like SmackDown is supposed to be their marquee show. Everybody was like, "Oh, they got the big money from Fox. It's on a net. It's like on a proper network. This is going to be the big show." And what do they? They just lay a Baron Corbin turd on us every single week.
Yeah. He's on the show usually to the detriment of the product.
Yeah,
totally fitting that he is the first two-time winner of the Going in Raw Wrestler of the Year award. Congratulations!
If we had
Baron
a trophy
Corbin
for this, it'd probably be the toilet.
Yeah,
but this is your award for
finishing in the basement in the fantasy football league.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get to the rest of the categories before we get to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
First category, Breakout Star of 2018. The nominees were Private Party, MJF, Shingo Takagi, Darby Allin, and Chris Statlander. Probably not much of a surprise. The winner in runaway fashion, MJF.
Yeah.
Garnering 56% of the vote.
I'll be honest with you. I feel like we kind of goofed on most of these. I think that like this really should be like on the independent circuit. Guys like Danhausen, I don't know, Warhorse, who's his tag team partner.
Okay.
I feel like next year, or this year rather, I want to try to do a bit better job of digging in deep and seeing like, you know, if there's some names that really haven't signed anywhere of note that are really doing a good job branding themselves, creating their own destiny, they're creating their own path.
All right.
Like MJF. Come on, everybody knows MJF.
Yeah.
Of course, he won 56% of the vote here.
Well, I know, but he helped himself a lot by being on AEW and doing great work. I mean, because he was just like a year ago, he was in the situation like Danhausen being on the Indies. Granted, he was in MLW, which is like a large indie.
Yeah, he was there a couple of years ago. Even last year, I feel like he had already broken through pretty big time.
But here he had a larger platform and made the most of it.
Yeah, okay.
Breakout Star. Now everybody knows who MJF is.
Yeah, right.
MJF wins. Darby Allin, another AEW standout, runner-up in this category. You can make the case that he was a breakout star in Defy or Evolve.
Sure, yeah.
Well before he ever set foot in AEW. But being in AEW certainly did help his case. Next category, Best promotion. Should we make these all indies next year too?
No, I'm just saying it's breakout. It's the breakout category.
I'm joking with you. Nominees are...
We could do a breakout promotion if you want.
There you go. That's good stuff. Nominees are New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, NXT Wrestling.
Yeah, what's NXT stand for?
World Wrestling Entertainment, and Impact.
Man, I didn't think that Impact got 1% of the vote. Look at that. Of course, the winner was NXT with an overwhelming 65% of the vote.
A clear majority.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Not much of a surprise. NXT is generally lauded as the best wrestling product on television week in and week out. Of course, helps to the tail end of 2019. They actually got their best wrestling product on television, on cable television.
Yeah, man.
In front of a larger audience.
Yeah.
AEW finished second, 23%.
Strong showing.
All the other promotions in single digits.
Yeah, New Japan with third with 8%. WWE with the coming
basically
in.
barely beating Impact.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up, we got Tag Team of the Year. Of course, we're big fans of quality tag team wrestling here at Going in Raw. We had the nominees, the Young Bucks, Viking Raiders, Undisputed Era, Kabuki Warriors, and The Revival. And running away with this award, Bennett, not a surprise, Undisputed Era.
Back-to-back winners of this particular category, the Undisputed Era.
Wow.
I think both years, I got over 60% of the vote. I think you can easily make the case they're the most dominant tag team in NXT history.
Yep. They're great.
But 3-time champions.
Yeah.
Outstanding team. They just lost those belts at this most recent takeover. Young Bucks didn't have their best year of their careers 2019. That being said, they were in a really great feud against the Lucha Brothers, another team that easily could have been nominated in this category.
Well, like in terms of their career path, the Young Bucks had a killer year because they co-created AEW.
In terms of wins and losses, in terms of
wins and
titles and such.
Yeah, that was sort of the problem. Bit of the problem there is that like
they didn't win enough belts. You could make the case.
Exactly. This is all kayfabe.
They got the AAA tag titles.
Kayfabe.
Well, it's not all kayfabe. It's whatever weird criteria we decided to be. Finishing in third, Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, Kairi Sane, especially once they turned heel. Man, they did some great work.
They're terrific.
In 2019. Continuing to do great work here in 2020. Let's move on to the next category, Feud of the Year.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Nominees.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. John Gargano.
John.
Versus Adam Cole, baby. Next, AEW versus NXT, the new Wednesday Night Wars.
They're back.
Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, that was a good feud.
Yeah.
Sort of marred by the finality of it, but that was in 2020.
That it was.
And
anything else, Dad?
No.
All right, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. And finally, Keith Lee versus Dominic Dijakovic.
Man, killer feud that continued into 2020.
That it did.
But of course, everybody likes a good company v company battle. Everybody loved the Monday Night Wars, I guess, and they were really anticipating the Wednesday Night Wars. AEW versus NXT won with 44%, but not that far behind was John Gargano and Adam Cole Bebe with 30%.
Yes.
So
yes.
Good job, AEW versus NXT.
I kind of feel like the like people are curious to see what the head-to-head ratings are, but you know, from our perspective, since AEW and NXT are such different products, I don't know. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of ammunition left in this Wednesday Night War.
I think
they're just doing their thing.
People are just doing their thing now. Like you get on Twitter and yeah, there's still chatter. They're still like, but it's, but I mean, in the end, like I do like AEW. The sort of shots that we used to hear from like Cody, for example.
Don't really hear them anymore.
You don't hear them anymore. They're just doing their thing. NXT is doing their thing. There isn't even a whole lot of like counter programming. Like we had once thought maybe, okay, like Revolution's coming up. Is NXT going to counter program something?
With the takeover that same weekend, yeah.
They haven't done it.
We haven't even seen a whole lot of salvos in terms of talent poaching or any of that kind of stuff either.
The contracts are like too long anyways.
Yeah.
Hey, what was the deal with the contracts back during the month? How is it Sid was able to literally flip companies like, what, 3 times?
I think contracts were a mere suggestion back in the day. Perchance he would work for us for this term of time. Sure. I had, I changed my mind about this particular deal. I'm going to go play softball.
There was like no concern about people getting released back then. You never heard about that stuff. You never was like, oh, this guy is upset he's getting released. They would just release people left and right. It's like, yeah, whatever. You want to go somewhere else? Go somewhere else.
Oh, you're not happy here? You're probably happier elsewhere.
Exactly.
It's fine. Get thee gone.
That's what I think is the problem with these days, man. These contracts are too binding. They need to loosen them up a little bit.
Yeah, who wants binding deals these days?
Somebody wants to jump, let them jump.
Exactly. It would certainly be shocking, though, someone from AEW show up in NXT. Speaking of which, next category, most shocking moment. Nominees are the backstage brawl, Becky, Charlotte, Ronda Rousey in advance of WrestleMania, the Go Home Raw, I believe. That was really great.
Oh, it's terrific.
Hell in a Cell 2019 when Seth tried to basically murder The Fiend.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Shocking.
John Moxley shows up on top as Jericho and basically buries the WWE creative process.
I don't know how that didn't win, man.
It was close. Roman's return when he defeated leukemia.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking.
February 26, 2019 edition of Raw. And the final nominee and your winner, Kofi defeats Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, becomes WWE champion.
Yeah. Now, I guess if you take the long view, if you go back, let's say 12 months prior to this happening, if you were to say, hey, if you were to run down all this stuff, what do you think is the most shocking thing? I mean, I guess still in my mind, it's still like Dean leaves AEW. I'm sorry, Dean leaves WWE
for AEW,
and shoots hard on WWE. I mean, maybe if the actual entry was Dean shows up at Double or Nothing, or John Moxley shows up at Double or Nothing, like 12 months earlier, yeah, it'd be like, holy crap, that's crazy. Moxley, really? Mox is going? He's in New Japan? That's crazy. But Kofi beating Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania to win the WWE Championship, pretty shocking.
It was.
And that won with 48% of the vote versus John Moxley shooting on WWE with 22% of the vote.
Yeah.
Pretty dominant fashion there for Kofi.
Yes.
almost a majority.
Almost a majority, a plurality.
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 That'd be a tough word to say. Next, show of the year, nominees, Triple Mania.
I don't know how this didn't win far. This is my vote. This is what I voted for.
Yeah, I probably would vote for that
because
too.
Not just was it Triple Mania, it was the Triple Mania Going in Raw live co-stream.
Hilton was here too.
This is a once in a year thing.
Yeah, it's an annual event. Next nominee, Survivor Series 2019, probably the best main roster pay-per-view of 2019. It was a fun show.
Oh, it was a blast.
AEW Double or Nothing.
We were there.
We were. NXT TakeOver New York, and then NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff.
Oh, yeah.
Winner.
That'd be my number 2.
TakeOver New York. Top to bottom card was great. I wasn't the hugest fan of the main event, that 2 out of 3 falls between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole when basically Bus could have run over Johnny Gargano, he would have kicked out.
Yeah.
That being said, it was a fun match. Every other match on that card was awesome.
Really good, yeah.
Not surprising the show won. I think it might be at least the second, if not third year in a row where TakeOver has won the best show.
Yeah, well, NXT's great, but come on, man, Triple Mania. I'm disappointed in our friendos. Only 6% of the vote. Are you kidding me?
Didn't finish last. That was Cardiff. That was finished in last. Only 4%.
You know what it might be though is that like our co-stream was not available on demand, and so only we had like almost 2,000.
We had about 2,000 people watching that evening. Yes,
but still not enough to pick up more than just 6% of the vote.
Yeah. That's true. Next category, Spot of the Year.
How many do you recall around how many votes? Most of these, like how many people voted?
No, I don't recall.
Interesting.
Oh, actually, hold on. I can
Wasn't
find
it like 3,800 or something?
Go read down the nominees.
Spot of the Year,
and I'll get your answers on that.
Blue Demon hits Dr. Wagner Jr. with a hammer at Triple Mania. Next,
about 3,000 votes per category.
Okay, wow. Also, from AAA. Aerostar, his leap that goes wrong
off the lighting
from
truss.
Verano de Escandalo, also a AAA show. This is where he like fell on a dude and like sort of landed on his shoulder a little bit and then like flipped off.
Yeah, his head kind of,
yeah. Next, Ospreay chops Okada. It was like a shotgun blast of a chop.
Yeah, it went through Kirk and Hall, yeah.
And it just echoed everywhere. And then Okada crumbled to the ground.
It was fantastic.
Real terrific spot. Next, Ciampa dumps Cole off the cage with the
air raid crash.
Air raid crash, thank you. At NXT TakeOver War Games, which was just an absolutely insane spot.
It really was.
And then finally, Mox crawls through glass versus Omega in that terrific death match, the lights out match at Full Gear.
Yeah, very John McClane type spot.
And the winner goes to Ciampa dumps Cole off the cage. Air raid crash at War Games.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Holy
that was
crap.
a death-defying spot.
I mean, there's some humor in here with the blue demon and the hammer. There's some like, oh my God, how is he not dead moments with Aerostar. But that Ciampa, man, oh man, don't kill yourselves,
Yeah,
guys.
the margin for error in that spot is very low.
Wowie, wow.
Or very high, sorry.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
congratulations.
Where would your vote had you voted?
Oh, the hammer. That came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that. Or the chop.
Yeah.
I love me a good chop.
The chop might have been. These are really close. I'll be honest with you. The chop or the hammer. That chop, man.
Thunderous.
Didn't expect that to happen.
No.
There's nothing like a chop. Like, you see chops a lot in wrestling matches.
There's nothing like a really good one.
But if there's one that just sounds like a gunshot, and it just comes out of nowhere, you never know when it's going to happen.
I know.
I mean, there's some people who you figure, like Walter, you figure you're going to get a pretty good chop.
There's still the magic of the chop. It's where hand impacts
the unpredictability,
chest meat.
Yeah, for sure.
And how the person's, like, I think just their posture, how they react, where they are in relation to the hand. There's so many variables in play that leads to like a dud of a chop or a thunderous, like,
never know what you're gonna
gunshot
get.
going off in the arena.
You never know what you're going to get.
That's why chops are magical.
It's great.
Speaking of magic, we got 5 matches that created magic nominated for Match of the Year 2019. Nominees are Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler on NXT TV December 18th, 2019. End the year with a phenomenal match.
Oh,
we got Walter taking on Tyler Bate at NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff. Tyler Bate looked beat up.
Might have been my match of the year,
Beat
personally.
up.
Maybe.
Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi at Best of Super Junior final. At the halfway point of the year, this seemed like the runaway favorite for Match of the Year. Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano at TakeOver 25. And then your winner and final nominee, Cody versus Dustin at AEW Double or Nothing.
It was a terrific match.
Fantastic match.
Look at
Great
how
storytelling.
close the 1 and 2, 37% versus 35%. Adam Cole versus John Gargano.
Yeah.
So I mean, right there, 2% within the margin of error for sure.
All right, 538.
I don't even know if the margin of error
know
applies to a straight up vote.
I know we didn't call anybody.
These aren't polls.
This isn't a sample size per se.
Right, exactly. So AEW, this was, man, what a terrific match. And the story, the build.
Fantastic.
Cody is next level these days with these stories that are being told.
That is correct. This is the closest outcome of any of the categories. Cody versus Dustin won by a mere 2% over Adam Cole.
Again, within the margin of error.
And John Gargano. Well,
If
some
this
margins
was like-
are higher. Some are up
this-
to like 5 or 7%.
If this was like a telephone
we
poll,
could basically consider this a tie.
Yeah, it's really close.
It's really close.
But if we had to give a winner,
It'd be Cody
versus
Dustin,
Dustin.
because that's what people said.
2% of 3,000. Quick, what's that? Like
That's
600 or 60?
60? 60.
60. All right.
Yeah, 60 people.
Jesus, really? This
Yeah.
is wow. Wow, that is close.
That is close.
Holy moly.
It's real close.
No, that's too close. Let's move on.
Final category
It's
before we
freaking me
move
out.
on to the Going in Raw Hall of Fame inductions for this year is Wrestler of the Year. Nominees, Cody. He had himself a great year.
Great year.
Great year.
Storyteller.
Helping to create a brand new wrestling promotion.
That too.
Rhea Ripley. Great year.
Oh, terrific.
Won the NXT Women's Championship.
Absolutely.
Becky Lynch won 2 belts. Main event of WrestleMania.
But she was also on the cover of like one of the worst video games ever.
She didn't know that when she signed up for that, though.
So
She was in ESPN commercials. She is WWE's top crossover star.
kind of like if you're like a model, like a low level model, and you go in for a photo shoot, and then you see your picture, and you're like on an ad for herpes or something on a subway. Didn't that happen in an episode of Friends or something?
I think so, yeah.
I just ripped that off.
I think so. Will Ospreay, especially like the first half of this year,
Great
was
year.
fantastic.
Great year.
Fantastic first half. The second half was really good too. And your winner, runaway fashion, Adam Cole Bebe.
Adam Cole Bebe.
58% of the vote. We made our case for why we thought Adam Cole was the best wrestler of 2019.
Everybody listened and then voted appropriately.
Yeah, I think it. Dude doesn't take days off. He wrestled half the year with a broken wrist. Every opportunity, he was putting on classic matches.
He took an air raid crash off the top of a War Games cage. Wow.
Yeah.
Killer. Through a table.
Yeah, hell of a year for Adam Cole. I kind of feel like this year is going to go down in history as one of those years in pro wrestling by a particular wrestler that's remembered for a very long time.
It's
Carried
like-
NXT on his back.
It's like Dean Malenko's 1997, man.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Man, who could forget?
Top of the world.
Who can forget?
Really?
Really, who could forget? It's Hall of Fame time, Steve.
Time for the Hall of Fame.
That's just a slammy. It's my favorite part of what we do every year with the Friendo Awards.
Yeah.
The Going In Raw Hall of Fame. You know, we're the only body, the only organization out there that's completely transparent with the selection process. Baseball doesn't do this. Football doesn't do this. Basketball do this. God knows WWE doesn't do this.
That's true.
We debate it all.
No secret ballots here.
No.
No Illuminati.
We work it all out right here in front of the good friendos out there. Before we talk about 2020 Hall of Famers, we have one criteria. You can't be in WWE Hall of Fame.
Right. You can't be. So if you've been announced already this year.
Officially, yes. You can't.
Officially by the WWE, you're ineligible.
Correct.
So that eliminates. But we're filming this on Friday night.
It's going up tomorrow morning.
Going up on Saturday. So Batista, you can't be in. He's already. Is he in ours?
No.
Wow.
He failed to make it last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
NWO. Sorry.
Oof, boy, that's a blunder on our part.
Yeah, what can you do?
Wow. Terrible.
And now the Bella Twins.
I've been reading that Nitro book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Bella Twins, ineligible to be in our Hall of Fame.
They wouldn't have made it anyways. They annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah, I feel like Steve would have vetoed that one anyway.
Yeah, big time.
Nonetheless, let's get this train going. Steve, who would you like to see in the Going In Raw Hall of Fame? Who is your first person up for debate?
All right. You know what? I want to get ahead of the curve here. I'm going to nominate Raven.
I nominated him like last year or 2 years ago.
I know, but he is potentially going to be the exalted one. Maybe, maybe not.
I think he lives in Atlanta. I think he just wanted to watch the show.
That could be, but he's like a 30-time hardcore champion.
Yeah, 27,
and,
I think.
He was an ECW original.
He was a U.S. champion. He was great in WCW.
He was great in WCW.
Loved him in WCW.
I'd like to nominate Raven.
We'll talk about it.
Really? You've nominated him before?
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about it.
Wow. Okay.
Complex individual. Talk about getting ahead of.
Hey, can we say this? If somebody nominates somebody and then the other guy tries to nominate him the next year and they still can't decide on it, they're out.
All right.
Because you nominated him before, I said no. Now I'm trying to nominate him. You say no, then he's out.
All right, fair.
All right.
Talk about getting ahead of things. Jushin Thunder Liger.
Welcome to the Going In Raw Hall of Fame.
Famer Jushin Thunder Liger.
Welcome to the Going In Raw Hall of Fame. That's a great pick. All right,
no doubter there.
Owen Hart. Owen Hart's in. Owen Hart's a Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This dude, he should have been WWE champion, WWF champion. They sort of, towards his later days, I really feel like they gave him the short shrift somewhere along the line between, say, 96, 97, 98. They really gave him the short shrift.
Really did.
He was top of the pops, man.
Probably should have beat his brother for that title.
And here's the thing: at some point, he's going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
But right now, he's in the Going In Raw Hall of Fame.
Welcome to the Going In Raw Hall of Fame, Owen
Going
Hart.
In Raw Hall of Famer Owen Hart.
You are not a nugget.
Next for me, another great technical wrestler.
Okay.
The man of 1,000 holds.
Oh, 1997.
PWI #1, Dean Malenko.
I've got him on my
Wow,
ballot,
that means
too.
he's automatically in.
He's 1997
Wow,
PWI
Dean Malenko,
#1.
He is in.
Welcome to the
Wow.
Going In Raw Hall of Fame, Dean Malenko.
Wow, I never thought that we both have him on our ballot.
Right here.
There's the Iceman, Dean Malenko.
Right here.
All right, go ahead. That's 3 in so far.
All right. All right, man. So, maybe, based on his career up to his death, maybe, not necessarily a Hall of Fame career. However, I am damn certain that had he not died, this man would have easily been a Hall of Famer. He was so far ahead of his time. Flying Brian Pillman. Oof. This is a solid pick.
It is a good pick.
He had a gun on Monday Night Raw. All sorts of controversy, and he's the man responsible for the line. I respect you, Booker man.
I respect Brian Pillman. He's in.
He's in. Welcome to the Hall of
Brian
Fame.
Pillman, congratulations, going into a Hall of Famer. Another high-flying competitor I have here up for nomination.
All right.
Talk about getting ahead of things.
Okay.
This dude's jumped off Hell in a Cell a couple times.
Oh, shit.
Shane McMahon.
Oh, God.
Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon is a worthy Hall of Famer. Talk about getting ahead of the WWE. Shane McMahon belongs in. Watch some of the stuff he was doing in the late 90s and early aughts. He was really good. He was really good. Don't let recency bias cloud your decision here.
He was sort of just a stunt dude, though, and he was just...
No, his character work was really good in the 90s. He had the Mean Street Posse with them. They were hilarious.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Oh, man. Shane should totally get in.
We'll talk about it. All right.
Should totally get in.
All right. This one we might have to talk about, but, man, like, if you actually watch him wrestle back in the day, if you look at what he's doing now, if you look at how much entertainment he personally delivered us, this guy is totally worthy of the Going in Raw Hall of Fame.
Gigolo.
And, of course, I'm talking about William Regal.
Regal. Yeah, Regal's not in the WWE Hall of Fame.
He's not?
No, he's not.
I know.
Yeah, Regal's in, totally.
Regal's in.
Regal's
in. All right.
Regal's great.
Will Regal.
Next up, Bull Nakano.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I got to go into this blind. I know that her and Manami Toyota, they're like 5-star match machines.
Yeah.
Don't know a lot about them otherwise, but I mean, just based on the fact that, you know, her reputation precedes her.
That's the yes.
Then it's a yes.
Yeah, totally.
It's good. Yeah. Geez, how many people got in this?
All of them so far.
Freaking Hall of Fame. Oh my
Save
God.
for Shane and Raven.
All right. They're going to cancel each other out. All right, man. I got one more name here.
So do I.
For the legacy wing of the Going in Raw Hall of Fame.
That's a new thing this year. We're doing a legacy wing. People
So
who have enhanced the Going in Raw brand, yes?
Yeah. This guy, listen. This guy, when I called on him to step up because I was going to Europe, he not only filled in, he brought expert knowledge, anecdotes of his personal experience in NXT. For like a month I was gone.
Yeah.
And this dude captured the hearts of the Going in Raw universe.
He's the
of
best.
The Friendos.
He's the best.
Cal Jack.
100% in.
Going in Raw Hall of Fame.
I have 2 nominees for Legacy Wing.
All right.
First, we wouldn't be here without this man.
Oh, man, of course.
He named the show.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Dan Nerd Cubed.
He named the show. He's in.
He's in, 100%
Instantly.
in. I have another one.
Yeah.
Another name here. Plus, I have one more name nomination for the General Hall of Fame.
Hilton? Was it Hilton?
No.
For the Legacy
No,
wing? You got
veto that out.
Luchando? You know they're the same person.
No, I mean Luchando. No, he's even worse than Hilton. The first H champion.
Oh,
the longest reigning H champion.
No.
Adam Mayhem.
Look, man, this has been a love fest. Unfortunately, I got to put a stop to it.
All right, can Sid be in our Hall of Fame then? He's my other nomination.
No.
It's Sid.
No. Maybe next year. You know what Sid really does? Do you know why Sid's not in? Do you know why he's not in? Because I watched his shoot interviews with
sat here and watched
Hannibal TV.
I sat here and watched
Did he give you any new information?
No.
He sat there during that Montreal screw job. Sid on the Montreal screw job. You know what's happening there. Wait. You know what's happening there.
Here's my retort to that.
Brett didn't want to do business.
Hey,
so
stop.
They
Here's
just took
my
the
retort to
title off
that.
him.
Why was he asked about that? He wasn't there.
He knows all sorts of people.
Do you think he actually talks to anybody in the wrestling world when he's not in the arena?
Wait a second.
No.
97. Late 97?
I don't think he was with WWE in late 97, no.
Didn't he compete at WrestleMania?
The previous WrestleMania earlier that year he was, but not by the end of the year. I don't think he's with the company anymore.
Man, Sid's not in. Hey, how
Sid
many
should
years
totally
is
be
this
in.
now? Is it the second year?
It's the second year. He's got one more year.
I'll consider next year.
No, you should consider it now.
It's going to be a third. It's going to be a thin
So
herd
up for
next year.
debate, Sid, Raven, and Adam Mayhem.
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of leverage right now.
Why? Sid's got one more year.
Because I don't really care about Raven.
Wow.
So
wow.
I got everybody I really wanted in.
All right, can you put it that way? Raven's in. You said before we started you want a small class this year. Everybody's going in.
Congratulations, Raven.
Now give me either Sid or Adam Mayhem.
No! I don't have to give you anything.
I gave you Raven. You nominated him.
You nominated him last year.
Or 2 years ago,
so
whatever.
We both wanted him.
I did 2 years ago. I didn't even consider him this year, but you did, so he's in.
Fine. I don't have to put Raven in. I don't want Sid or Adam Mayhem in there.
Sid goes in.
Well, no, you can't just say that.
Sid goes
Sid's
in.
not in.
Sid's the headliner.
Look, man, I tell you what.
That's why I saved Sid for last.
Look, I tell you what.
Best worst wrestler of all time.
I tell you what.
What?
I will earmark Sid for 2021.
Headliner?
Potentially a headliner.
I don't want
2021.
Potentially. I want
I
ironclad.
can't commit. No, I'm sorry. I can't commit. I cannot commit. I cannot commit.
Who's going to retire the next year that's gonna trump Sid? Undertaker's already in.
I don't know.
Rock's already in. The only name I can think of is John Cena.
Wait, Undertaker's in.
Undertaker's already in our Hall of Fame.
Oh, in our Hall of Fame. Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, Cena.
Sid is basically the reason we have a going in Raw wrestler. He's like the inspiration for the idea of the going in Raw wrestler.
I appreciate it, but what more going in Raw wrestler could he be if he's the first third year entrant into the going in Raw Hall of Fame?
I'm not gonna buy into that.
He goes from the third year.
He deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. He deserves to be in the
Wait a
going in
second.
Raw
How
Hall
many
of Fame.
people do we already have?
A lot.
We already have a lot.
Yeah.
Gotta
Why not
cap
add
it
Sid?
off. Got to cap it off.
Add Sid. Why not add a Mayhem already?
Look, man, we got to look. Okay, number one. I don't even follow him on Twitter anymore, Adam Mayhem.
Oh, that's your loss.
No, it's not. Sid can be a third year. Oh, he'll get by the skin of his teeth. Because you know what? You know why he's not in this year? It's softball season. He couldn't make it to our Hall of Fame.
He could next year.
No, man, it's it. We got a great class. Listen, the man of 1,000 holds.
Iceman, Dean Malenko.
Iceman, Dean Malenko's in.
I'm making note of this right now. Sid.
Well, like use pencil.
No, this is pen.
Pencil.
2021.
Oh, no.
I signed it.
Maybe we'll go out of business by then.
Steve signed it.
Maybe we'll go out of business by then.
Going right there.
Don't put it there.
There. Oh.
It can't go there. It swerves you. Oh, can you do? Yeah, put it on Suzuki.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That's ironclad now.
Can you see it? Oh, you can even see it.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Sid, headliner 2021.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we'll see about that. So, congratulations, Jushin Thunder Liger.
Congratulations, Hall of Famer.
Bull Nakano.
Congratulations, Hall of Famer. Dean Malenko.
William Regal.
Congratulations, Hall of Famers.
Cal Jack. Be still my heart.
Dan Nerd Cubed.
Dan Nerd Cube.
What about Shane McMahon?
No.
He is a worthy Hall of Famer.
Maybe 2021.
What about RoboCop?
On top of that, Shane's still active. He could still wrestle.
He could, but
He could still
The Undertaker still wrestles, and he's already in our Hall of Fame. Same with Triple H.
And then who now? Who else?
RoboCop.
Well, 2021. We're going to, yeah. You can write that down. I'll put him in 2021. I mean, you can't hold that to me. It might be stolen like Big Red.
You signed right there.
I didn't sign that. People have seen that.
Obviously, your signature.
People have seen that I have not signed that at all.
Quite obviously your signature. All right, there we go.
All right. Man, what a great
Congratulations, all our winners for the Friendo Awards this year, our new Hall of Famers. Congratulations to everybody.
Just terrific.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.